Not so long ago, the folks would introduce presidents as the most powerful man in the world. George Bush, his father Bush, Reagan, and so on. But now we have President Hussein, Barack Obama, HBO. They're not saying this again. Now, I'm not sure if he is asked not to be so called. A lot of times, I don't know, I thought it was, he had no choice in that. This was the strategy of uh, the nation. However, I'm just wondering why they're not saying, he's the most powerful man in the world. Perhaps it might move over to mean that black folks are now powerful in the world. I guess maybe that's the reason why they're not saying it. Because while the other white guys were there and they're saying the most powerful man in the world, it coalesced with the concept that whites are superpower, and that whites are the what's the word brilliant and most brilliant people in the world and so forth. Although they conceded they were running second, Asians first, whites, and then blacks. But I don't understand this. You see, a lot of Americans are overjoyed about President Obama ascending to the presidency, and they're rightfully so, because he's the first American. But as a foreigner from the Caribbean, all our leaders were black. They all came from, most of them came from Harvard, from Cambridge, Oxford, or London. They were great. So that when President Obama came on the scene, to me, it wasn't anything extraordinary. It's just that America is getting real and saying that we have a lot of important people in our country, and this is just another one of them. So that I hope that basically folks are not looking as if giving Obama the true assistance and the weight that he needs to do his job, that it's going to be transferred to blacks. I don't think so. I don't think that necessarily, because individuals were saying that if he comes to power, then blacks going to be, ascending with him. And look in his administration, there are just a few blacks. I don't know if they're more than other administrations, but he hasn't attempted to change the balance of power. I mean, that's not necessary. As I said earlier, that whites have definitely, this is their time, and they're going to do what they got to do. But I don't think that necessarily have to go out the way to obstruct people from getting on, because I believe that if all along everybody was cooperating in this country and everybody had equal access, I think we would have been further ahead. I think our economy would have been larger, because while enough money spent so that them boys upstate could, get much of it, if more had been spent where everybody could have gotten some of it, then I think that when you go into these black communities, all these houses need fixing. I mean, folks would have fixed the houses. So bottom line is, I think that we need to call him the most powerful man in the world too, because that's his job and it's necessary. If you make it appear as if he's the puny man in the world, then that's a problem.